According to reports from Sky Sports News today, Arsenal have made contact with Bayer Leverkusen for their winger Moussa Diaby and have been set a staggering asking price of around £88 million. We're going to look at whether it'd be worth it for the Gunners to sign a player of Diaby's calibre and of his stature, and whether he would add to their title challenge. What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Stonadge channel, and today we are talking about a Arsenal transfer target. Now, we did a video on Mikel who ended up going to Chelsea in a staggering U-turn really from the Ukrainian. Now we're going to be talking about a Frenchman in the form of Moussa Diaby. Before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 750 subscribers as soon as we can. And yeah, let's talk about how good Moussa Diaby actually is. So, Diaby came through the Paris Saint-Germain youth system, which is now being famed for incredible talents playing across the leagues, and left there in 2019 to join Bayer Leverkusen. In the Bundesliga, he immediately hit it off, scoring 5 goals in 28 in his first season, 4 in 32 in his second, but then boy became man in 2021-22 when he scored 13 goals in 32 games. Now, this alerted a lot of sides in the Premier League. I actually did a video back on Mundo Sporto about Diaby, talking about his goals and assist numbers. Here's the clip. He's a player who's taken a lot of plaudits this season, with 17 goals and 14 assists across all competitions. Only 5 players have contributed to more goals in the Bundesliga. That's Robert Lewandowski, Christopher Nkunku, Erling Haaland, Patrick Schick, and Thomas Müller. So that was when he wanted to go to Newcastle United, or Newcastle United wanted him to come in. Unfortunately for the Toon, they didn't get him. And this season, Diaby has been on fire once more, scoring 8 goals in 22 games for Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen side. So let's talk about that famous season, last season for Moussa Diaby, where he scored 12 non-penalty goals and got 16 assists in all competitions. He was a major beneficiary of the manager Gerardo Seoane coming into the club. Of course, he is no longer there. What does Diaby do in his system? So Mikel Arteta has been using this 4-2-3-1 system, and this is where Diaby has primarily played in, on the right-hand side. So this is usually where Bukayo Saka or Gabriel Martinelli rotate, and this fits in perfectly with where Arsenal want to go. So under Gerard Seoane, here's his heat map for last season. He actually found himself switching his positions a lot from right to centre to left, and also tracked back quite a lot as well. He features, he both goes on the outside and the inside. He's got the pace to beat players on the outside. He's got the skill to beat them on the inside. And also occupies half spaces so he can pick up passes and runs. And this is something that Arsenal genuinely like. This is what was compared to when he was playing in sort of a more fixed position under Peter Bosz the season before. So one thing I want to focus on with Diaby is the way that he can anticipate space. So his movement within the final third is the key component to all of his success, really. His ability to create space, and on the right-hand side especially, is exceptional and creates not only space for himself, but for his teammates, meaning that a bombing on Takahiro Tomiyasu or whoever's playing in the fullback for Arsenal can create space on the outside of him when Diaby goes inside, and on the inside of him when Diaby goes outside. And in the attacking transition, Diaby is also exceptional, especially on counter-attacks. Because of his absolutely blistering pace, he usually is one of the first and furthest up the field. So how would he fit in an Arsenal system? Well, as I mentioned, the 4-2-3-1 features Saka on the right-hand side, Martinelli usually on the left, with one of Nketiah or Gabriel Jesus in the middle, and Ødegaard, that brilliant little at the tip of that midfield three, Partey and Xhaka. Realistically, I think Diaby fits in like a glove, but I think the main thing he provides, like Mudryk would have done, is a option off the bench. Now, of course, Arsenal wouldn't really want to be paying £88 million for an option off the bench, but I don't think that's his long-term future. I suppose what you could do is move Martinelli through the middle, go Saka on the left, and then Diaby on the right, or rotate in, maybe put Ødegaard deeper, play Saka in a 10. But yeah, I think that Diaby especially will help Arsenal with their title challenge. Of course, Arsenal are the 4th highest ranked side in the Premier League ever for points at this time. So they're doing exceptionally well, and they will probably go on and win the league. But if they pick up any injuries to their key players, like Saka, like Martinelli, like Ødegaard, like Partey, like Xhaka, even like Ramsdale, or Saliba, then they'll genuinely miss them a lot. And especially in that attacking right role, I mean, you've got Saka there. I don't think you've got I don't think they've got really adequate cover in that position. Of course, Nicola Pepe's gone out on loan. Martinelli can play out there, so can Jesus. But realistically, you want to play someone specialised there, especially if you're aiming to challenge for the title. And that's exactly what Mikel Arteta and his men are doing. They're playing exceptional football, and they don't really want to upset that apple cart, but they definitely need some new additions. In order to really romp it home, which I think they have to do, Man City will be on their tail the whole way. I know they lost to Manchester United in last week and Southampton in the cup, but I'm almost certain that Manchester City will be there or thereabouts come game 38. So let's talk about the transfer fee of the £88 million. I think it seems like the going rate for a young upcoming starter now. It's actually baffling as to how this transfer fee and these rates are going. Being honest, in January is probably the best deal you'll get. I think Arsenal will be able to slim it down to maybe about 65 to 70 million pounds. But Diaby, I think, is worth it. The fact that he's already proven himself at a top league, he's only 22 years old. I think he definitely is worth it. Who else should be in for Diaby? Well, if you look at it on Liverpool's side of things, I know they've got plentiful attackers, but only one real specified right-sided in Mo Salah. If they were to remain with their 4-3-3, maybe Diaby would be an option for the future, but not for now. You're looking at potentially Hakpo can play there. He's not amazing. Realistically, there's not many other options for Liverpool there. Diaz as well, I suppose. Then you've got Chelsea, who seem to be buying everyone. If they are going to sell more right-sided players, then maybe Diaby would be a good option for them. Manchester United, I mean, they bought Anthony. He's been okay, and I think he's worth bearing with. But if he doesn't do so well, then Diaby should go there, I think. And PSG, I mean, realistically, they've not got a lot of time left with their famed front three. You could have Mbappe through the middle, Neymar on the left, and Diaby on the right, which I think would be very threatening, depending on the future of Lionel Messi come the end of the season and whether PSG will have a shout in getting their academy graduate back. But in the end, I think a young player going to Arteta's Arsenal, you know you're going to get opportunities, and it could be a very informed and classy career move from Moussa Diaby. And of course, his namesake Abu also played for them. Anyway, that will be the end of this video. Arsenal fans, would you like Moussa Diaby in your side? Let me know in the comments below. I will be live later on for Crystal Palace against Manchester United. Make sure to catch me then, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.